You know, I may have forgotten to introduce one of the most crucial things regarding this anime, and that was the intro. I know. Stupid mistake. And I apologize for it. But I do want to ask, do y'all hear that? Yeah, if you ask me, I think they went 2 for 2. But anyways, we start the episode off with Okarun tweaking the fuck out. And I'm not saying this as an over-exaggeration. This dude is literally trying to rip his jaw apart. Now you might be wondering, what is making them tweak that hard? This worm has the ability to send out psychic waves, making people want to bungee jump off of a cliff with nothing but a string attached to their foot. I think that's the best way I could put it without getting completely obliterated by YouTube guidelines. If you know, you know. And Gigi is trying so hard to make sure that none of them lose their life essence, and that shit backfires so badly, he starts getting caught by all types of glass because Momo wants to paraglide without a suit. And he's just sitting here pondering on what to do, all while everyone was tweaking the fuck out. I mean, look at Okarun, dude. I don't know if psychic waves should be having you moving your legs like that, but alright, so Gigi closes his eyes and starts breathing, but we start panning over to this kid who will be very relevant later. And Gigi gets on that type of timing. This dude starts hustling up and carrying everybody like they're just extra baggage, and he is real deal sprinting. Keep in mind, he's doing this shit with 2 people on his back, all while this big ass worm is trying to take him off the map. So he ends up in this room and the floor just comically breaks, planting his shit on his back, leaving his feet upwards. I know he busted something in the lumber area. That wasn't nothing though. He kicked down that door and proceeds to jump again, duplexing the shit out of Okarun too. That had to have been personal. There was no need for him to get done like that. He's still sprinting, brainstorming an idea until that ankle croaks and he twists that shit and drops, smacking the top of his head on that wall. They didn't even give him the leisure to recover. They just started going for it, and Gigi tries his best holding them down, but that big ass worm comes out and starts shining that light again. Yeah, what's up with those lips, man? Them shits are glossy as fuck. And this large purple rift appears in front of this big ass worm, and Gigi looks up to see. You know, for the spirit's design, I feel like they could have done everything differently. I can't even tell where his lip goes. This shit is just genuine egregious work. But him being there brought Okarun and Momo back to their senses. And it turns out this freaky ass spirit has the same power as the worm. Yes, it also makes people want to stick a fork in an outlet too. So they use this opportunity to attack the worm. And Okarun charges and dashes at him with that super Somalian headbutt. He needs to start incorporating new moves with his legs or something. But it seems like they killed the worm, right? Hell nah. That shit just up and regenerated its neck like how Piccolo be regenerating his arms. And so that worm charges in, O-lining the ever-living shit out of that building. And as they're sprinting, that spirit pulls up on Gigi, looks him in the eyes, and puts him in a flashback. And this shit was low-key kinda sad. So we pan into this locked up kid looking at a bunch of other kids dancing and playing. He seen them get jiggy and he wanted to start getting jiggy with them. But he was locked away and he could only do it by his lonely. Sad, I know. But it only gets worse from here. Turns out this guy was the next sacrifice for the Keto family. And I'm pretty sure everything after this would probably get me striked to hell. So if you want to see this, please go and watch the episode. But pretty much he got turned to ashes and bones, yet his spirit still lived. And he could only watch in horror as this worm made other kids' parents' cervixes snap. Which gives a better explanation as to why Gigi's parents were hospitalized. And this shit just gets so much more depressive. But as I've said previously, if you want a more in-depth explanation, go and watch the episode. This shit may or may not make you feel some type of way. But Gigi being put in that flashback almost made him tweak out. Momo and Turbo Granny realized that that guy is dangerous. So Momo did what any sensible person would do and try to rip him off. But that spirit swayed the fuck out of Gigi, and he proceeds to say that the spirit isn't a bad person. I think I see where this is going. So he starts sprinting to the very bottom of this place, and he makes it to the very bottom of the place, opening the doors to the egregious sight of the spirit's old body. Turbo Granny's warning him not to engage engage with the spirit. But Gigi loves being arrogant and decides to interact with the spirit anyway. But not before that worm starts sending out Pikachu lightning bolts at them and then proceeding to release a bunch of sticky goo. Yes, I am appalled that that sentence came out of my mouth, and I do apologize for it. And as all this was going down, Gigi starts getting some of that symbiote treatment and gets put in a domain expansion with the kid. He starts walking up to him asking him what he needs, and the spirit says all he ever wanted was to play with the kids. Nothing harmless. So Gigi starts dancing and trying to entertain the kid, and that was a horrible mistake. And I knew it was a horrible mistake the moment he squinted his eyes and smiled, because he wasted no time infusing himself with Gigi, and that shit got him tweaked. Eyes almost rolling to the back of the head is devious. But before they could do anything, they get shocked again. There was no reason for Gigi to have his tops out like that. What was that for? That big ass worm is peeking out from the roof, wide mouth open and everything. And he dashes in hoping to get some free eats on Momo, but Gigi dashes in with a lip busting punch. I've never seen a worm get punched so hard it developed the mouth of a human being, but Gigi wasn't finished. He sat there for a good 15 seconds charging up that kick, and the foot ain't even move. It just flashbanged the screen and this big ass worm came out. I don't understand why they made him lose his pants though. Was that necessary? But I'm not gonna lie, this transformation is looking clean as shit. The only thing it's missing is some clothes. That ass, y'all could have at least just kept the pants. Momo and Turbo Granny try speaking to Gigi, but nah. He twists his feet and gives they ass a mean rear kick, sending they ass to the back of the wall and following up with a mean ass foot to the face. And he's out here shit talking Granny, and he just sitting here rage baiting Granny some more. This shit was a genuine reenactment of this. And then he starts talking about how he's gonna purge all the humans in the world. What the fuck did we do? It be villains like this that piss me off. Like, yeah, there's horrible, trifling human beings in this planet, but why is everybody else that ain't do the bad shit catching straight? Anyways, the worm wakes up from that mean ass overhand it caught earlier, and he tries using that shock method again, but that shit got patched. You telling me this dude got barrier powers now? And this shit gets so much worse for the worm. He starts monologuing like Madara and conjures up all of the souls in that area, creating a literal death ball. And he just starts freestyling with this shit, and it was just straight power kicks too. I'm being so dead ass, he was just doing all types of shit. Bouncing the balls off the wall, rebounding right back to himself and kicking that shit right back to the worm. This shit is going down in one of those top 10 craziest soccer moment compilations. He kept ping ponging these hits to that worm. Like that ass, I don't know which spirit knows how to just trick shot balls straight off the wazoo. He's literally doing acrobatics while hitting this shit. That spirit lied on his resume. He was not a poor kid, he was a fucking demon. And he ricochets 10 more of these hits towards that worm. And that last hit disintegrated his lips. God damn. And it's so crazy because Momo now gotta deal with this trick-shotting demon since the worm scurried away. And I know the plot armor is gonna kick in sometime soon, but nah, she's getting her shit cooked. How the fuck are we gonna deal with him? Look at those eyes, I don't wanna fight that freak.
Well, too bad you're already in his presence, so you better get ready.
Shit, I can't hold on for long. Oh, that fucking bullshit. Yeah, I'm gonna trick shot this shit out of you. I felt like a proud father in this scene. And no, it wasn't because he saved Momo. It was because he used something other than that big-ass Somalian spear. Oh, I'm so about to beat the brakes off your bitch ass! Oh shit, you both do nothing but dodge and block my attacks. What are you, some fucking bitches? When I come back, I'm gonna hug you so fucking hard. Phase 2 of this fight just started. Actually, I'd call it more of an interlude to the fight, but you get the gist. That boy Okarun is taking off. And this dude Gigi is sniping at this man, ricocheting all types of shits. And they see this fastball coming at them, but Momo got ready and parried that shit out the way, sending that ball flying high. And if they got caught with that shit, oh boy. But they mantle up there and start scurrying out of the area. And this dude Gigi is breakdancing with the fucking ball. His ass should have been in Stomp the Yard. I promise he would have been top tier. But Gigi comes out that room realizing he ain't hit a single shot. And Momo and Okarun make it up to the top unscathed. Now they're discussing a plan to get up out of this area. And so they come up with the plan to escape. but not before having a little heart-to-heart. Or at least I think this was a little heart-to-heart. I don't know, I might be wrong.
I promise I'll save you. Go easy on Gigi.
Okay.
Yeah, alright. So the idea he came up with is launching Momo using a fucking chair. And he was so deadass about this too. You wanna know the funny part? This shit actually fucking worked. Like, she actually got enough airtime to grab onto the ledge, and she managed to pull herself up out of there. But now we got bigger issues. Okarun's over here celebrating when all of a sudden, Gigi starts walking up on Okarun looking hella menacing. And that boy Okarun wasted no time transforming. He was spicing up the convo too, talking about some
I promised you an ass whooping.
that shit will never not be funny. But Momo's out here looking for something to tie a rope into. And she seen them curtains and got to work immediately. And she crafted up this rope, except that shit was too short. So you might be thinking, what's the next best option? Burn the fucking house down. I don't know how you even thought of this, but hey, if it works, it works. Okarun is out here running for his life while getting sniped down by Gigi. And why does that ball have aimbot? Did he just obtain this ability after realizing he wasn't hitting his shots originally? That boy Okarun comes out of the smoke and Gigi was waiting on the other side eyeing his ass down and he snipes that shit at him. But Okarun dodges out of the way and plants himself in a very questionable position. But Gigi had another one pre-fired and snipes that shit at him too. And he just starts going crazy with the movement. I'm talking Titanfall 2 gauntlet ass movement. But he jumps out of that predicament and lands and Gigi was ready to sneak his ass with a mean uppercut. And his evades are fucking elite. He almost got dismantled with that ground pound. And he dashes in trying to Superman his shit, but it ain't do nothing. His ass just got picked up and tossed. And he looks up to see this raging demon using his head as a goalpost and comes in with a flying knee, sending his shit through a brick wall. But how we got behind him is beyond me. And he's over here still getting sniped at, but Gigi comes in with a hard right and plasterizes that wall. And it turns out his ass got telekinesis, so he brings that ball back and smacks the shit out of Okarun with it. Then he hits his ass with the whatever the fuck you call this. I know that shit must have busted an internal organ or something. There's no way he doesn't have any abdominal damage. And he comes in with a ground pound sending Okarun flying back, but he regains his footing doing a bunch of unnecessary flips. I just know he was feeling like Leon Kennedy. But Gigi had enough of missing his sniper shots, so he decides to send that ball flying at Okarun and turns that shit into a house, trapping his ass inside. And I knew shit was getting real wicked the moment he walked in here, because they showed us this panel here and I knew this shit was going down like them Russian phone booth boxing videos. And I was right, that boy Gigi came in with a punch and miss, but came with that knee and that shit had Okarun dazed. And he just starts unloading. I'm talking no form, no technique, he was just hitting them with straight power throws. And this dude Okarun is just catching an ass whooping of a lifetime getting his body ragdolled. Missing your shots could have not made you that angry. But this dude Okarun grabs his mouth mid-punch and he stops. This wasn't a move. This wasn't a technique. This wasn't something that actually had him stun locked. He deadass just stopped. And he's over here letting him know that he done fucked up making him angry. So Gigi swipes his hand and goes in for a power punch, but Okarun weaves. And the moment they started showing after images, I just knew it was over. He sprang them legs, jumped and connected a mean ass chin buster. And he does this shit 99 more times, just continuously spamming the shit out of the same move, charging up that last move, springing his legs and launching that shit straight at his face, breaking his ass out that barrier, sending his ass flying too. And you could tell he was proud of that too. He held that pose for a good minute, and he's just standing there ore farming, letting us know that yes, he did that shit.
Get off that nigga dick, bro. What is you doing?
You right, my bad. You know, I kinda forgot that Granny existed. And it wasn't even like I forgot her as a character. I deadass just thought she was hiding in Momo's backpack the whole time. But Okarun found her lying at the very end of the pit, and he goes in to save her just to get trapped in with her. Great idea. Horrible execution. And on the surface, we got firefighters on the scene. So burning down the house did do something. Except Momo sees that the sun is descending. So she starts yelling at the firefighters to spray the ground. Except they ain't even need to do that. That floor starts quaking and that worm erupts out the ground on BT. Except that BT in question was that worm getting incinerated by the sun. So this worm starts hiding behind the building to shield itself from the sun. And Momo wasn't having none of that. She took this whole fire truck and hurled that shit at the fucking house, smashing that shit into the walls and directly onto the worm. When was she able to do this shit? You telling me she couldn't do that with any of the members from the Keto family? Something's not adding up. The way that worm started incinerating and puffing up, I thought the whole block was just about to blow up. No, that shit just dies and spits out the Keto family. I don't know if there was any actual validity within what that double barrel bandit was talking about, but as soon as she killed the worm, that volcano erupts and the episode ends. They just handing out cliffhangers like they express cards. But yeah, that's it. See ya.